Thanks for making it the Russell Institute. Today we're going to be talking about multiplying 2 by 2 matrices. Now, matrix multiplication can sometimes be complicated for some people, but I am going to try and make it as simple as possible. We're going to use color coding, we're going to use patterns to try and make this thing as easy as we can. Now, let's just take a quick refresher on what a matrix is. A matrix is basically a table of values with rows and columns, right? And so your rows are what go across. Your rows go across, right? So these have two rows, row 1 there and row 2. And your columns are what go down. Now look, I'll use the second matrix here, row 1, column 1 and column 2. Your columns go down and your rows go across, right? Now, these matrices, they each have 2 rows and 2 columns. Row 1 there, row 2 there. And if we look up here, we got column 1 and column 2. So they have 2 rows and 2 columns, which makes them 2 by 2 matrices. 2 by 2 matrices. Let me use the word by 2 matrices. So they're both 2 by 2. So we have 2 by 2 matrices. Now, we know that the multiplication is possible if these 2 inner numbers match. If there's a match here, then we have the green light to multiply. We can go ahead and multiply because the inner numbers match. And then the outer numbers tell us what the resulting matrix will be. So the resulting matrix will be a 2 by 2. Okay, all right, so we know that our answer must have also 2 rows and 2 columns. So let's set it up here. We're going to have 2 rows and 2 columns. So when you're doing a 2 by 2 multiplication, I just want you to go ahead immediately and write 8 brackets. So you have your first brackets and your second bracket, your third bracket, and your fourth bracket. Fifth bracket plus, sixth bracket space, seventh bracket plus, 8th bracket space. Now, I'm just going to use a pattern to accomplish my multiplication. So normally we would say it's row 1 in the first matrix multiplied by column 1 in the second matrix and row, and then so on and so forth. But when we lay out our pattern, the first matrix is going to be represented by the first number in each bracket. So the first matrix is 3, 2, 6, 9. So I'm going to put 3, then 2, then 6, then 9. And I'm going to repeat. 3, then 2, then 6, then 9. Simple. Then we're going to multiply. And what we're going to multiply by, you have to pay careful attention. So we're going to follow a pattern. We're going to go down this time. So the first one we went across, but this time we're going to go down. We're going to go times 2, repeat, times 2. And then times 3, repeat, times 3. And then times 5, repeat, times 5. And then times 1, repeat, times 1. And what you will notice is that there's this pattern here where these numbers must be the same. They must match up. These numbers must be the same. And the pattern in the second matrix is sort of like a snake. You go down the first column, 2, then 3, And you come back up and you go down the next column. So you go 2, then 3, 2, then 3, then 5, then 1. And each time you're doing it, you repeat. So you do 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 1, 1. And the first numbers, of course, you remember that they're just the numbers in the matrix. 3, 2, 6, 9, 3, 2, 6, 9, and then 3, 2, 6, 9. So next we just multiply and we should get our answer. So 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 9 times 3 is 27. 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 1 is 2. 6 times 5 is 30. 9 times 1 is 9. And we just add. 6 and 6 gives us 12. 15 and 2 gives us 17. 12 and 17 gives us 39. 13 and 30 plus 9 gives us 39. And that is our result. All right, let's go ahead and do one more example. So let's see if we're catching, and feel free to work ahead of me and see if you get the same answer. So let's look at another example. We're going to multiply -2, 6, 4, 1 multiplied by 3, 4, 8, 5. So first thing I need to do is set up my brackets. It's going to be 8 brackets. So I'm going to have 1 and a plus and then a space, plus, and then there you go, that's 4. And there you go, that's 8. So now I'm going to fill out my brackets. Now remember that first matrix is going to be the first number in each bracket. I'm going to have -2, 6, 4, 1. So it should look exactly like that matrix. I'm going to do it again, repeat, -2, 6, 4, 1. Perfect. Then now let's switch to the red. Now to fill out the second one, remember we're going to go like a snake. We're going to start at 3. We're going to go down to the 8, come back up to the 4, and then go down to the 5. So we're going to do times 3, go down and repeat, times 3, then times 8, go down and repeat, times 8, then times 4, go down, times 4, and finally times 5 and times 5. Now I make my check, make sure all of these match. 3, 3, 8, 8, 4, 4, 5, 5. Then I make sure that the first numbers match my matrix. 2, 6, 4, 1, 2, 6, 4, 1, 2, 6, 4, 1. And then I'm going to multiply. -2 times +3, that's -6. 6 times 8, that's 48. -2 times 4, that's -8. 6 times 5, that's 30. 4 times 3, that's 12. 1 times 8, that's 8. 4 times 4, 16. 1 times 5, 5. So I can go ahead now and add and get my final answer. So -6 plus 48, that's a +42. If you're not so good at integers, your calculator can assist you here. -8 plus 30, that will give me +22. 12 plus 8 gives me 20. And 16 plus 5 gives me 21, which gives me my final answer. Let's go ahead and look at one last example. So, if a is 4, 1, 2, 3, what then is a squared? Oh my. Well, all right, a squared naturally means a multiplied by a. Now the mistakes a lot of people would do is to square each of these numbers and say, well, 4 squared is 16, 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. That would be the incorrect approach, because matrices do not multiply like regular numbers. Matrices multiply quite differently. So we're going to have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, let's get this thing color coded. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to make it red. There we go. Perfect. So, all right. Now, we remember how to do this. We're going to set up our brackets. Make sure we have enough space. We set up our brackets. And 8 sets with 4 pluses. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So let's get out our green and go. 4, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. Get out our red and then repeat. 4, down, 4. Then we go down to 2. 2, 2. We go up to 1. 1, 1. We go down to 3. 3, 3. And now, let's do our multiplication. 4 times 4, 16. 1 times 2, 2. 2 times 4, 8. 3 times 2, 6. 4 times 1, 4. 1 times 3, 3. 2 times 1, 2. 3 times 3, 9. Let's add. 16 plus 2, 18. 4 plus 3, 7. 8 and 6, 14. 2 and 9, 11. And there we have our result. Matrix multiplication could not be any easier. Just remember, check, make sure these numbers match. They must match. And then these numbers must be the same as your first matrix. 4, 1, 2, 3. Once we know that that's the case, matrix multiplication is as easy as ABC. Thank you for making it the Russell Institute. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and you may just win free credit.